Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited for you to join and so excited to talk a little bit more today about how we can continue to try and live our best lives by using our most powerful tool, our minds. Let's talk a little bit about what we do when something is bothering us. You know, that gnawing feeling of worry and stress, annoyances, those feelings, those emotions, we've all felt them, and they really sabotage us. They steal little moments from us where we just can't be our happiest, and they can even perpetuate and grow and snowball into stealing more than moments. They can steal days or even weeks or even months. I want to make it a point on here to say that, while feelings do not always determine or reflect reality, that does not change the fact that they are very real. Let that sink in a little bit. I'll say it again. Feelings do not determine or reflect reality, but they are very real. We really feel them. They really impact our bodies in a physiological way, which in turn impacts our minds, how we process information, how we interact. Sometimes, feelings can be based in something very real or logical. Like, for example, if you know that your taxes are due today and you haven't started them yet, then that might breed some very real and logical anxiety and stress to put pressure on you to get them done. But sometimes feelings are also bred in not such concrete or logical things. Feelings come and go based on what we take in from the environment around us, what we see, what we hear, how people speak to us, interact with us. But feelings can also be based on information stored in our brains. And this is why, childhood traumas, for example, can have such powerful effects on us even as we become adults, even as we are grown, because things are stored very deep down in our brains. And the information that you take in from the outside world is then encoded differently, perhaps because of what you have stored deep down. Anything can change the way we respond to sensory lows from the outside world. That can be previous relationships, movies, experiences. These are just a few examples. But all of this shapes how our brain encodes things, how it processes things, and how we feel about things. Feelings are not fact. Feelings do not equal fact. Feelings come and go based on this surplus of sensory input, both from the outside world and our internal hard drive. All that being said, though, feelings feel very real, and they do impact our well-being. They impact our interaction with others. They impact how we process additional information. Mindfulness can certainly help us get better, learning how to deal with our emotions, how to understand them, how to know when to let them go if necessary, how they impact us, etc. But I don't really want to talk about mindfulness today. Instead, I wanted to simply talk about our brain's natural tendency when it experiences something that it does not like, a feeling it does not like, or a thing that is causing it a feeling that it does not like. Remember when we talked about fight or flight in one video eons ago? Well, this is very similar to that. Primitive response is simple. It is binary decision making. Either fight the thing off that is bothering you or run from it. And since feelings such as anxiety are hard to fight off, a lot of times our brains will jump to the only other alternative, which is flight. Get away from it. This is what I often call aversion technique. And the brain is really, really good at aversion techniques. When something is bothering us, nagging us, stressing us out, our brains very much just want it to go away, want to get away from it, want to run away from it, want to forget that it exists. And if we can't do that, our brains get very, very frustrated and very worked up. And often the stress and anxiety that it generates and causes itself because it wants to get away and can't, can even be greater than the actual thing that has triggered the stressful emotions in the first place. Have you ever experienced that? Realize that you spent so much effort worrying about something only to discover that in the end, the thing that you were worrying about was a lot milder than all the stress that you had put yourself through worrying about it. It's like spinning your wheels in the mud. The faster you spin, the deeper you dig, and the more you get stuck. If you had just stopped, sat there for a minute, made a calculated move to put the thing in four-wheel drive, thought about backing it up or repositioning it, you probably would have got a lot more traction and maybe even gotten yourself unstuck without any unnecessary effort. Try to think about that next time you feel your wheels spinning. Next time you feel yourself getting worked up. Next time you feel like something in your life is nagging you, bothering you, stressing you out. Try and take a direct opposite stance of the aversion technique. Try instead to turn into that thing. Turn and face it head on. Go directly at it. Think about it. Focus on it. Contemplate it. Embrace it. See what happens when you do that. See how it makes you feel. See if you actually start to worry less. See if you maybe stress less. And most importantly, see if it actually gives you the clarity or the light bulb that you need to make it easier for you to figure out how to fix the situation or to problem solve. See if you actually become more productive because you gave your attention to that thing. Aversion technique is very easy for our minds, very primitive, very binary, very black and white. But like everything we talk about on here, the mind's primitive response is good if there is an immediate threat, like a tiger chasing you. But most modern day humans don't really deal with a lot of tigers chasing us. Instead, we deal much more with complex issues or social dynamics, and we really have to work and practice to build our mental muscles to allow us to respond better, analyze those things, think about it in more advanced ways, and as a result, become more productive, become happier, and become more content. Next time you feel the brain's aversion technique creeping in, next time you feel those nagging feelings of stress and worry and anxiety because you wish that something just wasn't an issue, but it is, try flipping the switch. Do the exact opposite of aversion. Turn towards that thing, examine it, accept it, and then just see what happens. Hope that made some sense, and good luck, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye.